Gentlemen, I regret to inform you, oh, the rest. White Wolf has announced that Jess Lanzillo, former president for Dungeons and Dragons and creative director for Magic the Gathering, has joined as creative director for World of Darkness. Lanzillo joins Lanzillo joins the White joins as White Wolf works to bring World of Darkness licensing and publishing back in house. He would be responsible for RPGs like Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf, Hunter the Reckoning, and more, with a track record of guiding iconic franchises like Magic and D&D while preserving their core identity. No, she fucking did not. Look at this. Look at this. Gentlemen, I again regret to inform you, women. Oh, okay. So this creature, this creature had been working for D&D and Magic the Gathering for all the time up until currently, where they've been putting out massive cringe. And now it's supposed to believe that now that she's joined Vampire the Masquerade and White Wolf and all those properties, that they're going to get better. Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Hey, give me once. Yeah, give me a second. Hold on. Hold this thought. Give me 1 second. We need to do some research here. Pause. Thank you for bearing with me for this. We are going to investigate this Jess Lenzio's uh, history. She's currently the creative director at White Wolf, as indicated by the article. And we have some comments. Jamila Walgren says, Jess, I joined the Magic the Gathering team after you had left for D&D, but I constantly heard amazing things about how you opened the door for so many female artists, about how you spoke up for those who always didn't have a voice in the room. In my mind, you're this mythical folk hero fighting for justice and practical footwear and character designs. Oh, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. This is not someone who's good for the fandom. She's not someone who she's an activist. She's not someone who gives a shit about the actual content of the actual content of the games that we love. She's not one of those people. She is just, what she is, and what she is a paid show. So don't mind the editing. We'll get back to it. Okay, so where's her time? That's what we want. Rolling dice, slinging spells, slaying dragons. Well, okay. So experience, creative director. She was at Wizards of the Coast for the last 8 years. All right. Show all 6 experiences at Wizards of the Coast. She began as a world building design manager at Magic in 2017. That's uh that's not a And then she worked her way up to creative director in October 2018, senior creative director in 2020, VP creative for Magic the Gathering full time in September 2021, chief of staff 2022, VP of franchise product Dungeons and Dragons 2024, all the way to July of 2025. Okay. Does anyone notice a pattern here? I don't know. If you're good at a job and you're actually, competent at it, you don't, yeah, year, 4 months, 2 years, 3 months, 10 months, a year, 7 months, a year, 6 months. This is not competence. This is okay. I'm making a stink. People don't want me. They need me to move. And so I need to move into something else so that they don't catch me on my bullshit. That's exactly what happened here. And she is literally failing upward. That is what happened. That is this woman's career. She went from world building design manager in 2017. All right, we're going to pause one more time. Yeah, give me 1 second. 1 second. So after July of 2017, she would have been making the Amonkhet block. No, the Ixalan block. I'm sorry. After July 14th, she would have been working on Ixalan. Does anyone remember anything significant about the Ixalan block? I don't. I certainly do not. I now, if anyone in the comments wants to prove me wrong, yeah, I don't remember anything fun, interesting, or even remotely like not even strategy wise. Like, did anything good come out of that set? I really need to know. Someone in the comments needs to needs to really set me straight on this. What was the deal with Ixalan? Because that's I don't even like there are like when I look at cards now and I try to see, okay, what do I like? What do I not like? I like Dominaria, I like Ravnica, War of the Spark somewhat, but Amonkhet, Ixalan, like for me, those were duds. Absolute fucking duds. All right, let's go back. Okay, and that's what's funny is because the world building design manager lasted 1 year and 4 months, which means that basically she got to build Ixalan and that was it. Like the rest of the other sets that you see from the end of October 2018 was Return to Ravnica and Dominaria, meaning she didn't design shit. She was basically in charge of repumping shit that someone else had already made because she already burned these people creatively, and they knew that the product they made under her was absolute garbage. October October 2018, she's the leader for a large interdisciplinary group of world building and product creatives on Magic the Gathering. She did that for 2 years and 3 months, which means she was a creative director slash glorified HR scold maid. That's all she was. This is someone who made other people feel bad for not being creative the way she wanted. That's all. That's all that is. This is a bullshit job. And then again, she she fell upwards into senior creative director, then to creative VP. Again, and what's even funny is she stepped her way up to chief of staff because it is so bizarre because she didn't actually make anything. She launched a very unsuccessful block of Magic the Gathering, was kicked out was her the last 2 years of her was her rehashing already used content from Dominaria and the Return to Ravnica. And then she goes from creative director, scold maid, to senior creative director, VP, chief of staff. Who got fired so this bitch could get promoted? I need to know. I really need to know because this is not a but this is weird. This is where she peaks. She goes to chief of staff to the VP of franchise and product of Dungeons and Dragons. She didn't. Okay. What creative projects came out for Magic the Gathering in February of 2024? No, that's franchise and product. I apologize. Creative VP for Magic the Gathering, September 21st to August 22nd. Let's take another again, shall we? Okay, so in the years from oh, so basically she was in it for the tail end of Crimson Bell Innistrad, and then she worked on Kamigawa Neon Dynasty and Streets of New Capenna. You know, if she had actually been responsible for like D&D Forgotten Realms, uh, I would have believed if she was responsible for Strixhaven. That would have actually made fucking sense. Um, actually, she still might have been. Let's double check that. Let's Yeah, because she was still creative director. Like she's the creative director all throughout this time up until pretty recently. So all this shit. No, yeah, she has been the primary influencer of the worst, or some of the worst sets of magic in our modern history. That is who is joining White Wolf. Boys and girls, that is what we're dealing with here. The article continues that bringing Jess on board to shape the creative future of World of Darkness is a big win. No, it's not, Marco. She is basically going to she's just she's gonna pussy whip you. That's all she's gonna do. Her experience makes her the perfect fit to lead White Wolf in bold, ambitious ways. No, if ambitious you mean creative and dull, yeah. But not just because something's creative doesn't mean it's good. Longtime fan of Vampire the Masquerade since 1991 debut. It appears they're looking for Lenzio to bring forth both insider passion and industry savvy. No, what's going on over Wizards of the Coast that's making vets leave in rapid succession? Oh, well, that is a that's an interesting question. Now, they're trying to make her departure at Wizards of the Coast seem like a negative, and they're trying to throw shade at Wizards of the Coast for letting her go. I don't think that's the case. I think they got rid of some dead weight. Maybe Magic will get better from here on out. And judging by some of the mechanics I saw from Edge of Eternities, which the aesthetic really threw me off, but mechanically, I think it might work. I think it might have some good mechanic and storytelling elements, which is a good change, to be perfectly honest. All right, I'm done throwing shade, everyone. Have a good night. Bye bye.